How to paint linoleum kitchen floors. Painting floors can considerably change the visual aesthetic of a room and is a relatively inexpensive way to give new life to dated flooring. Because floors experience traffic and, as a result, suffer more wear and tear than other painted surfaces like walls, cabinets, and furniture, it is important that you take certain measures to protect your paint job. When it comes to painting linoleum, the smooth surface makes for some difficulty in getting paint to stick to it and stay in place once dry. Moreover, kitchen floors require special considerations because they are exposed to moisture on a regular basis. Follow these directions to paint linoleum kitchen floors. Steps. 1. Examine your floor to make sure it is good enough condition to paint. If you find surface cracks, make sure they aren't the type that chip off the surface, otherwise, this problem may continue after painting linoleum, ruining your paint job. Also, if your linoleum is extremely wavy, it is likely breaking down from the underside, in which case you may want to consider replacing the flooring. 2. Clean the floors. Scrub the floors thoroughly with a scrub brush and a heavy-duty tri-phosphate (TSP) cleaner, found in your local home improvement or hardware store, in order to remove every last trace of grease and grime. This is especially important for ensuring paint adheres to linoleum kitchen floors. If you find that the surface of the linoleum is still glossy, use a degreaser or a wax stripper to remove the final layer of protective wax. Rinse the floor until it is cleared of any cleaner residue and allow it to dry completely. 3. Sand the floors. Use a light to medium grit sandpaper to scour the surface of the floors before painting linoleum, being sure to cover every part of the floor, even in edges and corners. This removes any remaining traces of wax that you may not be able to see and roughs up the surface enough to grip the paint. 4. Apply a primer. Choose a primer that is formulated especially for floors, and use a roller and brushes as necessary to complete the application. Apply as many coats as it takes to produce a smooth surface for painting linoleum. Allow the primer to dry according to the manufacturer's instructions, which may be a period of several days. 5. Paint the floors. Use a roller for the broad surfaces and brushes for cutting in at the edges and corners. For linoleum kitchen floors, you should use either an acrylic floor paint or an epoxy coating. Tips. If your floor is older, it may have some dents and pits that are not readily perceptible during the day. Once you've prepared for painting floors by cleaning them, wait until nighttime to go over them with a flashlight in the dark. If you find obvious pits and grooves, you may then opt to fill them with wood putty before sanding the floors for the painting process. Use a primer that is as close as possible to the same color as your paint, so as to avoid streaks and visual bleed through when painting floors. Warnings. Even if the floor feels dry, it's important to allow it to fully cure before moving any heavy furniture back into its place. A good rule of thumb is to allow linoleum kitchen floors a week to set, as kitchen appliances are very heavy and can ruin a floor that is not fully cured. Things. TSP cleaner. Fine to medium grit sandpaper. Paint rollers. Paint brushes. Primer for floors. Acrylic floor paint or epoxy coating.